Let's react to Hakeem Jeffries, y'all. Let's go.
Notwithstanding what Donald Trump continues to say, the affordability crisis in America is very real.
Mm,
It is a clear and present danger to the economic well being of working class Americans, middle class Americans, and everyday Americans. Donald Trump and Republicans have failed the country when it comes to the economy.
mm,
Republicans promised that they were going to lower the high cost of living on day one of Donald Trump's presidency. But costs haven't gone down in the United States of America. Costs have gone up under failed Republican policies. Housing costs are out of control. Grocery costs are out of control. Healthcare costs are out of control. Utility bills are out of control. And child care costs are out of control. The affordability crisis in the United States of America is very real. Republicans have failed to lower the high cost of living. And as a result of the Trump tariffs, costs are going up by thousands of dollars per year on everyday Americans. Democrats remain committed to driving down the high cost of living,
right.
to fixing our broken healthcare system,
Right.
and to ensuring that we have immigration enforcement policies in this country that are fair, just, and humane.
Right.
Republicans have failed America on affordability, on health care, on immigration enforcement, and they have failed to make life better for the American people.
Mm.
Questions?
Thank you. It's looking increasingly likely like that there might need to be some sort of short-term stopgap for DHS with the deadline approaching at the end of the week and no agreement in place yet. I'm just curious if there's any chance you would vote for or allow your members to vote for a short-term CR to do a cleaning fix with DHS just to give more time for negotiations.
Mm.
ICE is out of control right now. The American people know it,
Right.
and ICE clearly needs to be reined
Mm.
in.
Right.
Taxpayer dollars should be used to make life more affordable
Right.
for everyday Americans, not brutalize and kill American citizens. Our position has been clear. Dramatic changes are needed at the Department of Homeland Security before a DHS funding bill moves forward. Period. Full stop.
I mean, you may not like him. A lot of people don't like him. You may not like him, but he is very direct. He is very solid on his facts. We're not funding anything until they draw back or they pull back on the things that they are doing, pull back on the not having a mask, not having their face uncovered, wearing body cams. I mean, they got a bunch of things that they want them to do before they fund ICE. And it is what it is. You're not going to get them to move off of that stand because you put them on the street and they killed innocent human beings, innocent Americans. Now we can't trust what you're trying to do. Nobody can trust you as a ICE agent. So we have to put guardrails on your behavior. We have to put guardrails on the things that we do for you or let you do. It just is what it is.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. As these negotiations are happening, the Homeland Security Committee will hold an
Right.
oversight hearing tomorrow where they'll hear from the heads of ICE, CBP, and USCIS. What do you think the heads of these agencies need to say to the American people to, I guess, communicate that they understand the gravity of your demands, the gravity of the moment? You all say that ICE needs to be reined in. You have very, very obvious concerns about what's happening in terms of the president's immigration policies. What do you need to
Right.
hear from some of his administration officials tomorrow at this hearing to let you know that your message is getting through, at least to the administration?
Donald Trump and the administration promised that their immigration enforcement policies were going to target violent felons. They lied to the American people. The Trump administration is not targeting violent felons, they're targeting American citizens.
I mean, I seen in the chat somebody said he's lying. No, he's not lying. Everything he said is the truth. Everything he has said is the truth. You may not like it, but it is the truth. You're not getting a dime. ICE is not getting a dime until they take the mask off, get some body cams, do X, Y, and Z. I don't understand what that means. He's lying. He's not lying. He's telling the truth. We're not giving you money until you do those things. So that's not a lie. Two, the Trump administration has failed in the things that they have said. Okay? They have failed in the things that they have said. Inflation is going up. Pricing is not going down. Nothing is going down. So this person has not lied. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's a lie. See, y'all need to figure out what fact and fiction is. Okay? Fact and fiction. You got to figure out your narrative can't just be what you want it to be. The rest of us know that prices have not went down. We know that. We know that.
Communities throughout this country and law-abiding immigrant families. The American people know that ICE is completely and totally out of control. They've gone too far and need to be reined in. At the hearing this week, Trump administration officials should apologize to the American people for using their taxpayer dollars to unleash wicked brutality on the American people, and in some cases, kill them in cold blood, like Renee Nicole Good and Alex Preddy. The administration also needs to commit to the dramatic changes that Democrats have forcefully put on the table, including but not limited to mandatory body cameras,
right,
judicial warrant requirements,
right,
no masks,
right,
an end to roving patrols that are brutalizing American communities, no racial profiling, no targeting of sensitive locations
right,
like schools, hospitals, houses of worship, and polling sites,
right,
and independent investigations to ensure that when ICE officials break the law,
right,
state and local officials can investigate them and prosecute anyone who has committed a crime in the United States of America.
Well, see, I don't understand. I see a lot of things in the chat, but I haven't heard one lie from this person yet. They're not signing a bill. They're not signing any kind of funding over to ICE until ICE meets these demands. That's not a lie. That is the way it is. Okay. Nobody, and we can't say what their negotiations are, but we do know that ICE needs to be reined in, right? We do know that, because otherwise we would not have more than two dead Americans on our hands. According to statistics, around 37, almost 40 dead Americans on our hands. Okay. So they're putting these things into place because they're trying to save Americans, and they're trying to, reel them in. I mean, it's un-American. It's un-American, period, point blank. To go around engaging Americans and then killing Americans, it's un-American. It is what it is. Nobody can change it. Nobody's going to even, figure that out and say it some other way. It's not going to be changed.
House and Senate Democrats have clearly transmitted to the American people.
Nobody committed felonies. Y'all, nobody committed felonies. Okay, nobody committed felonies except the the 4 ICE agents or the 3 ICE agents that murdered 2 American people. Those are the only people that committed felonies.
And clearly transmitted to the White House and our colleagues in the House and the Senate.
Right.
The types of dramatic changes that need to occur at the Department of Homeland Security
Mhm.
before a funding bill moves forward this Friday, and we're still waiting to hear back from the White House, which shows to me that these extremists aren't serious
Mhm.
about getting ICE under control.
Right.
Thanks, Mr. Leader. So now that the Epstein files are available at the Department of Justice, unredacted, is there a strategy? Obviously, there.
It's not, nobody assaulted a federal officer. Stop pulling that narrative. That's a MAGA narrative. That's a narrative that you MAGA people got in your head. The rest of us know there was no assault of a federal officer. Just remember, it's y'all are 25% of the population. Only y'all MAGAs think somebody assaulted an officer. The rest of us know that they weren't assaulted. So please stop saying that. Please stop saying that. We don't listen to y'all because y'all get into your feelings. We were talking about facts. Facts are on the camera. You can't make facts up. Don't make up facts. Okay? Don't make up facts. Okay? We all saw it too. And 25% of y'all thought they assaulted federal officers. The rest of us, the 75% of us, know that they didn't. So that's a y'all problem. It's not a us problem. That's a y'all problem. Okay?
Millions of files. Is there any coordination among Democrats for who is looking for what? And are you or is anyone in leadership going to be taking advantage of that opportunity?
Well, on this matter, where the American people
Right.
in general and the survivors in particular are seeking full accountability and full transparency, Robert Garcia and the Oversight Democrats, along with Jamie Raskin and the Judiciary Committee Democrats, will continue to take the lead. The lead will also continue to be taken by the Democratic Women's Caucus, led by Teresa Ledger Fernandez, who has worked closely
Right.
with the Epstein survivors throughout this Congress.
Unfortunately for you, Cream Puff, unfortunately for you, you need to look at the polls. The problem is all of these problems, issues, racial division, the whole nine started because of this president. This president started all of these issues that we had in this country. This president started this. This started a year ago. Okay? I mean, we've had the racial problems, we've had the financial problems, we've had all of these things where they were under control and they were talked about it, but we were working through it. Then when this president got into office, this president became the most divisive president of our lifetime, and he will continue to be the most divisive. It has been a year, and every person that I know of that is aware of the country and aware of everything that is going on, they're aware that we didn't have the State of the Union like this until this president got into office. This president started this. This president put this wheel in motion. This president did that. And nobody has felt safe and secure and wanted and needed and wanted to be nobody has felt as though we were cohesive in this country since this president became president. Since this president became president the second time, we never felt like this.
And will continue to do so.
This president brought this about. This president brought all of this strife, all of this pain, all of this division, all of this hate, all of this racism. This president brought all of this to this country this year. So now we're in a inflection point in which we're going to change the corner. We're going to change the narrative. We're going to change it because we're going to vote you Republicans out of office. We are going to vote you Republicans out of office because you guys don't know how to govern. You only want to govern your side of the aisle. You don't want to govern the rest of the country. The rest of the country is 75%. Your part of the country is only 25%. We cannot run this country based on this 25%. The 25% should have stayed the 25% and should have done what they needed to do locally, but they never should have been on a federal scale or federal level. So therefore, because you see the polls, because the polls are doing what the polls do, and the polls are showing you, the polls, POLLS, is showing you that they're voting for Democratic all across this country. That means the Republican agenda is being rejected. So since Donald Trump is being rejected, the Republican Party is being rejected, we're going to vote you all out of office. Because you've proven yourself not to be worthy of us following you. You proved yourself to not be worthy of being leaders to this country because you only want to lead your portion of the country. You don't want to lead the rest of us. That's the problem. You only want to lead the rest of it. Your problem. Your part of the country. You don't want to lead the rest of us. So therefore, we're going to vote you all out. It just is what it is. We're just going to vote you all out. That's all.
Back.
Yeah, you could be MAGA forever, but it's only 25% of y'all. Y'all need to read the room. And you really need to go. I forgot to tell you all really need to go to that Jubilee episode, the latest Jubilee episode, Jubilee, Jubilee. You need to go to that latest Jubilee episode and you need to listen to those MAGA people on there because that's how you all sound. And nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody understands that. No, you won the election. 25% of y'all are the base of MAGA. The rest of y'all, he's burning the rest of y'all off. He's burnt out the rest of y'all. Didn't y'all hear that phone call from that gentleman who called in to CNN and he was a Republican and he voted for Trump 3 times? He said, I'm done with Trump. When he posted that picture of Michelle Obama, we're done with Trump. He has been bleeding you Republicans since then. He has been bleeding you guys since then. Read the polls. I read the polls. I can't explain it to you. Read the polls. The polls say your agenda, the Republican agenda, the president's agenda is being rejected. I can't change that. I can't change that. I'm just going by the polling.
Unanimously to strip out that provision the Senate put into the appropriations package that would allow senators to sue the government over Jack Smith's investigation and get money back.
Okay.
There's now a hearing on with the telecom.
Sure I can't. Sure I don't. Sure I don't. I don't know nothing. Don't believe nothing I gotta say. Just go read the polls. I that's what I tell you. Don't come over here and believe nothing I say. Just go read the polling. That's all you got to do is read the polling. You ain't got to believe me. A clear and present rejection of your president. That's why his approval rating is under 35%. Because it's a pure rejection of whatever policies the Republicans have put out. And so we're giving you a wash. People are giving you a wash. We're giving the Republicans a wash. We need a whole nother set of Republicans who got a backbone. We need a whole nother set of people who got a backbone.
In the Senate, and Lindsey Graham has said he's trying to get some version of this through the Senate in the future that would allow for a private cause of action by private.
Nobody's worried about the gay thing anymore, Black America. That's not a boogeyman anymore. Gay people are not a boogeyman anymore. Bad Bunny.
We'll have to take a look at
Bad Bunny wears dresses
any
and shit like that,
bipartisan.
and he still got 136 million views last night. So nobody cares about the gay community. Nobody cares about that. People care about it, but they hate the Republicans more. Let me put it that way. They hate what the Republicans are doing to them more than they do gay people. I don't know how that happened, but they hate what the Republicans are doing more than they do to gay people. That's all.
Proposal that relates to allowing everyday Americans to vindicate
Sure I
their
am.
rights
Sure I am,
under
Drama
the
News.
law
Sure I am.
if in fact those privacy rights have been violated. But the continuing temper tantrum being thrown by Lindsey Graham perplexes me. I don't get it. Like, there's enough corruption taking place coming out of 1600.
I know it's all fake news. All y'all need to do is go over and look at the latest episode of Jubilee, Jubile. Go over there and watch that episode. You guys sound just like those people. You guys sound just like those MAGA people, just like that. Go do that. Okay, go do that. Go do that.
Pennsylvania Avenue right now, the most corrupt administration in American history, Donald Trump and his sycophants running the largest pay-to-play scheme ever seen, focused on enriching themselves, their family members,
of course,
and their friends, as opposed to actually addressing the affordability crisis or driving down the high cost of living.
Right.
Republicans in the House and the Senate have shown no interest in dealing with the affordability crisis and no interest in fixing our broken healthcare system.
No, they have no intention of helping fix the healthcare, helping to fix anything. The Republicans have fallen down on their job. They have the House, they have the Senate, they have the they have the House, the Senate, they have the White House, and they have some of the judiciary, and they have some of the Supreme Court, and they still won't do nothing for the everyday average American. They still won't do anything for the everyday average American. That's why they need to be voted out of office, because they have no ideas to help the American.
I would suggest that John Thune and others actually pass the straightforward extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. Focus on that so we can actually restore affordable health care for tens of millions of Americans who are right now facing dramatically increased health care premiums. In some cases, seeing their premiums increase by $1,000 or $2,000 per month. That's unacceptable.
Right.
Here in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, and Senate Republicans have done nothing about it.
Right.
After House Democrats partnering with 17 House Republicans sent over a month ago a straightforward extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits.
Right. No, that's the issue. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch any of those things. I watch the White House. I listen to the White House. I listen to them speak. That's how I know that they're going to tell you lies and you believe it. That's how they have you trained. Y'all don't understand. Y'all are trained. Y'all are trained to call CNN fake news. Y'all are trained to call MSNBC fake news. Y'all are trained to call those things fake news. No, I don't. I don't even watch them. So I don't quote them. I just listen to what Hakeem Jeffries just said. And you all said it was a lie. Nothing he said was a lie. You Republicans don't plan to fix any kind of health care. You don't plan to get any kind of lowering the prices on gas, or lowering the prices on food, or lowering the prices on rent. You have no plan for that. What plan? I haven't seen a plan. Nobody's seen a plan. He just said Republicans ain't trying to lower health care, ain't trying to lower rent, ain't trying to lower groceries. I ain't seen y'all trying to lower groceries at all. So how is that a lie? Ain't nobody seen that. What plan did y'all put into place to help middle-class Americans? What plan did the Republicans put in place that's supposed to help middle-class Americans? I saw that they passed a what is it? A tax cut bill. That's all I found. I ain't found nothing else. Just because it come off of CNN don't mean it's true. It ain't true. That's what y'all don't get. Just because it comes off of CNN doesn't make it not true. Because inflation, as far as I know, inflation is going up. If you track inflation, inflation is going up. So that tells me whatever Trump is doing is not working. Okay. ICE is killing American people. He's killing American people. That's true. I heard that somewhere. That's true. Just because you don't like it, don't mean it ain't true. Just because you don't like it.
Rosa DeLauro said she would support a funding bill that essentially funds every portion of DHS except for ICE and CBP. A, is that something you would support? And B, if it is, would that not be basically giving up all the rest of the leverage, given that the big beautiful bill funded those two agencies for 4 years?
We don't look at the moment that we're in as exercising leverage over the other side. We want to fund the government in a manner.
Well, unfortunately, maybe you all depend on the government. I don't depend on the government. I'm independently, have my own independent means. Maybe you rely on the government. I don't rely on the government. Unfortunately, I don't rely on the government.
That actually promotes the health, the safety, and the economic well-being of the American people. The ball is in the Republicans' court right now. We sent over a proposal. We've given them legislative language as it relates to the types of dramatic reforms of DHS that the American people are demanding. And
I go and talk to I get my news from people off of YouTube. I get my news off of all the sources. I go everywhere. No, I go everywhere.
Nothing but crickets from the other side. That says to me that Republicans are preparing to shut down the Coast Guard, shut down FEMA, and shut down TSA because they'd rather see that outcome than actually force ICE and other parts of DHS to conduct themselves like every other law enforcement agency in the country. That's what we're asking for at this point. Police officers don't wear masks. County sheriffs don't wear masks.
No.
State troopers don't wear masks.
No.
Why are Republicans committed to unleashing masked ICE or CBP agents on the streets of America to visit brutality on American citizens, while at the same time targeting law-abiding immigrant families? It's all so completely and totally unhinged, unacceptable, and un-American. So this is on Republicans right now.
No, it has nothing to do with using ICE. That's what y'all don't get. And how many times do we have to keep saying it? ICE under Obama, it wasn't their mission to engage with American citizens. They went to get illegal aliens. They didn't just do a blanket sweep like these men are doing, like these ICE agents are doing. These ICE agents are doing a blanket sweep of people. They're getting Americans caught into their web. They're getting kids caught into their web, teenagers caught into their web. Nobody's saying anything about ICE doing their job, but ICE wants to do more than their job. ICE wants to do more than what they need to do. They're engaging American people when they don't need to, but they keep doing it anyway. What good would it have done for you to walk away? Why are you throwing Americans around? Why are you shooting Americans? Why are you doing all of these things? Nobody had any problem with Obama because they were conducting themselves like they were policing. They were conducting themselves like they had sense, like they weren't murdering American people. These ICE people are murdering American people. What are you talking about? I don't get caught up in that goofy game. Stop saying what if shit or what aboutism. Stop doing that shit. It's different. It was different under Obama. Obama didn't have people murdering people in the street, busting up in home, pulling people out of cars, calling people names, doing all this. Obama people didn't do that. Stop it.
In terms of what happens on Friday, the clock is ticking. We'll sit down with anyone, anytime, any place. But our demands for dramatic ICE reform are clear. It's a line in the sand that we've drawn on behalf of the American people. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Kind of following up on that, you're saying that you haven't heard from Republicans and you also haven't heard from the White House.
Right.
How confident are you that if there is a shutdown of DHS, you'll be able to reach a deal during that?
We've made clear to Republicans repeatedly throughout this Congress that we're not down with the my way or the highway approach. For some reason, these Republicans tried to convince all of us, the American people, that we were in the midst of some irreversible MAGA revolution, which none of us on the Democratic side of the House ever believed. Because the bottom line is, Republicans wouldn't even be in the majority in the House right now had they not stolen 3 seats from the people of North Carolina in mid-decade gerrymandering that occurred in 2024.
That's the problem. We don't have TDS. You only goofy people keep saying TDS. No, your president is a shitty president. It has nothing to do with TDS. Your president is a shitty president. Why y'all can't just accept that he's a shitty president? He's just a shitty president. And he's a shitty president. He's always been a shitty human being. He's a scammer. That's what I keep forgetting to say. Y'all elected a scammer onto the American people. The scammer onto American people. And I will tell you, scammer right off the bat. Everybody within the sound of my voice, if a woman walked up to you or a man walked up to you and said, every time I fall down, I sue. Every time somebody do something wrong to me, I sue. Every time they say something wrong to me, I sue. If somebody came up to you and said that to you, you would say, that's a scammer. You would say, that's a scammer. That's what you would say. If a person came up to you and said, I sued this person, I sue this, I sue this, I sue this, you would say, that person is a scammer. You'd go home and you'd be like, that's a scammer. I ain't no scammer. That's a scammer. Your president sues everybody that he has an grievance with. If he feel like you looked at him wrong, he sues you. That's a scammer. That's a scammer. And this president is a scammer, and he scammed a lot of y'all. I get it. Uneducated, don't get it. He talked to y'all. He said what y'all wanted to hear. Y'all think like him. He's a scammer, and he scammed y'all. He's a con artist. That's what he is. Y'all know that if somebody came to y'all and said, I sued this person, I sued this person, I sued this person, I sued this person, and I'm finna sue this person, the first thing y'all be saying is scammer. So shut y'all's ass up. Your president is a scammer. We don't care. He's trash, and anybody related to him is trash. He going down. That's why his poll numbers is the way they are. It is what it is.
He wouldn't even be in the majority right now. And yet they try to convince everybody that somehow the country was in the midst of a MAGA takeover.
Yeah, we sure are.
Nobody
we sure are, but we finna get rid of your scamming president, though.
Point,
we finna get rid of him.
Because Republicans
we finna get rid of him.
Destroyed electorally. Literally, Democrats since January of 2025 haven't lost a single.
I don't know why these MAGAs want to keep coming over here. I don't know why. I don't tell no lies. I ain't lying to you. Your president is lying to you. I'm trying to tell you, your president is lying to you. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. You got a shitty president. He's a shitty human being, a shitty president. It just is what it is. Just take the L, y'all. Just take the L. That's all y'all got to do.
Competitive election. Every single state house seat, more than 25, that have been flipped in this country have been flipped by Democrats. Zip zero on the other side. In fact, most recently, everybody was stunned to see what happened in Texas.
Hell yeah, we were stunned. Hell yeah, we were stunned. We were stunned because people are tired of this president. People are tired of I don't know whether it's the MAGA brand or not, but they tired of whatever's going on. They tired. They tired. Because Texas, if Texas flips red, no, if Texas flips blue, y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. Well, y'all in trouble now. So all we gonna say is the House is already gone for you Republicans. Now we working on the Senate. So if the Senate flips and the House flips, this president gonna be out on his ass, including J.D. Vance, because you can impeach both characters. You can impeach the president, and you can impeach his whole set. You can get rid of the whole thing, because if the corruption goes all the way deep, you can get rid of all of it. So if the what is it? The House is already gone. The House is already going to be turned over to the Democrats, because you can tell by the winnings. You can tell by the winnings. It just is what it is. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at me that you got a shitty president. Don't be mad at me that you got a shitty president. Don't be mad at me. I'm just telling you what he is. I'm just telling you what he is. That's all I'm saying. The House is already on the Democratic side. It's done. It's done. It's a wrap. Because even these districts that are straight red are they picking Democrats. I don't know why. They picking Democrats. I don't know why. That's the thing. You don't affect me because you're only 25% of the population. You're only 25%. And you don't matter anymore because we allow the stupid and the uneducated to get into power. Once we allow the stupid and the educated to get into uneducated to get into power, this is what the route we had. This is the route we went to. This is the rabbit hole we went down. And I can't help it if you people don't know how to read rooms. I can't help it if you don't know how to read the room or the temperature of the country. Because if you can't see the temperature of the country has shifted away from Donald Trump and away from anything that's MAGA and away from anything that's Christian or nationalist or anything else. If you can't see that, I can't explain it to you. I can't explain it to you. If you don't see that, I can't explain it to you.
That Donald Trump had initially won in a state Senate.
Yep, I'm all the way stupid. I'm all the way stupid. But I bet you I ain't wrong, though. I bet you I ain't wrong, though. I bet you I ain't wrong, though.
Seat by 17 points. And the Democrat
I'm glad that I'm rich, too. I'm glad that I'm rich, too.
Wins by 14. That was a 31-point overperformance. Shocking to the country. But then I was amazed because I assumed that was the high watermark. A 31-point overperformance in a state Senate district in Texas that's larger than congressional.
From here on out, every Democrat that can hear my voice, we gonna call the president what he is, a scammer. And we gonna tell the people that went along with him, we're gonna say, you got scammed. That's all I'm gonna say. From here on out, I'm gonna say the president is a scammer, and all of you idiots that fell for it, you got scammed. That's it. You just got scammed. That's all. You just got scammed. Face it. Live with it. Deal with it. Sit in it. This president scammed you all. He's a scammer. He only became the president so he could kill. How y'all explain to me this one thing? How is it that this president is suing us, the American people, for $10 billion, and you goofy goofies don't understand that he's a scammer? How is it that he's suing the American people for $10 billion and y'all don't realize that he's a scammer? How is that? I sit back here and I'll wait. I'll wait till it kicks in that your president is a scammer. I'll wait.
Districts until this weekend in Louisiana, which just happens to be the home state of the Speaker of the House and the Majority Leader. Presumably ground zero of the MAGA movement. And yet, in a Louisiana State House seat, just on Saturday, that Donald Trump apparently won by 13 points in November of 2024. The Democratic candidate.
Yes, he did it the way he was supposed to do it. He did it the way he was supposed to do it. He put it into a blind trust. Obama did that because he knew he wasn't supposed to make a profit while he was the president. But what did this president do? This president made over $3.3 billion while he's been in the White House. Because why? Because he's been scamming the American people. And then he's trying to scam $10 billion off the American people. $10 billion off the American people. A scammer. They voted in a scammer. And then they mad at us. They mad at us liberals because we keep calling it out. He's a scammer. It is what it is. And you guys got scammed. That's all. It ain't no big deal. We knew y'all was susceptible anyway. We knew you was suckers anyway, because y'all voted for him 2 years. You voted for him 2 times ago, two sessions ago. So we knew that. We were just hoping that some of y'all would figure out the scam. But apparently some of y'all didn't figure out the scam. Some of y'all got took for $3.3 billion. Scammed. Yes. From here on out, every Democrat, that's all you say. When you hear a MAGA person talking, when they say TDS, you say scammer. You say scammed, you're scammed, and you fell for a scammer. That's all you say. You fell for a scammer. That's all. It ain't no big deal. You just admit that you fell for a scammer. That's all.
Wait for it. Just won by 24 points in Louisiana, the heart of Mike Johnson and Steve Scalise territory. That was a 37-point overperformance, if my math is correct. This is stunning. It's over for these extremists.
Yes, it's over.
So the notion
extremists.
that in the face of Republicans being rejected all across America and Democratic candidates up and down the ballot throughout the country being embraced, the notion that this week Republicans were going to proceed with a my way or the highway approach,
right,
and act like they have the high ground
right,
on any issue,
right,
they do not.
right,
It's over for these people.
right.
Apparently, they're the only ones who haven't come to that conclusion.
Hey, apparently they haven't come to that conclusion yet.
Save America Act. First of all, what do you, why are they doing this again? They already passed a version of it. What do you think they're doing with this? And how do you see it relating to Trump's talk about nationalizing elections?
Well, Donald Trump clearly wants to nationalize the election because he knows if there's a free and fair election, it's over,
Right,
right? The House is gone. Senate majority likely gone as well
right.
for these Republican extremists.
Yeah, likely
Because the American
gone.
people see,
Senate.
as Democrats, we're the only ones actually fighting hard on the issues that matter to drive down the high cost of living, to fix our broken healthcare system.
Nope, I can't debate y'all. I just told y'all to go over to Jubilee, the channel called Jubilee, and that will tell you why us liberals, us Democrats can't debate you guys. Because you guys, it's like you took a bunch of Adderall and you don't make sense. Your stuff doesn't make sense because you don't want to listen to what the sense people talk to you. So we can't really have a conversation. It's always about abortion, babies, trans, gays. You hate everything. You don't stand for nothing. You hate everything and you don't stand for nothing. So how in the hell are we supposed to debate you if you don't stand for nothing? You don't like nothing. You hate everything. You hate the gays, the trans, the abortion, the women, men in sports, people in the bathroom. You hate everything. So how somebody supposed to debate y'all? Ain't nobody supposed to debate y'all. What we debating y'all for? You fell for a scammer. You just fell for a scammer. That's all. The president doesn't, the Republicans, they don't stand for nothing. Republicans don't stand for nothing. Donald Trump don't stand for nothing. Nothing. Because you have nothing to give to the American people. What has the big, beautiful bill brought to you, period? What have you seen that the big, beautiful bill has done for you? And none of y'all can articulate that. None of you have anything to say about that. So you just got scammed. Just deal with the scam that you got. That's all.
And to clean up corruption and the mess that Donald Trump and Republican policies have created. Republicans have adopted voter suppression as an electoral strategy. That's what the so-called SAVE Act is all about. And this version is worse than the last version.
Mm-hmm.
Because this version, as I understand it, would actually give.
I sound like all of those things. I sound like black folk. What did somebody say in the chat? Black folks steal. Women, black. You sound like an uneducated idiot. She's asking questions, idiot, ain't answering. Okay, what else? She's real smart. She's dumb. All of these things. I'm all of the things that you want, but I didn't fall for a scammer. I didn't fall for a president that scammed me out of money. I didn't fall for a president that is trying to take $10 billion from me, an American citizen. I didn't fall for that. She doesn't testify until the end of the month, Stillmatic. End of the month. I didn't fall for a scammer. I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm goofy. The whole gas and food and all that good stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just goofy. I'm just stupid. I'm all them things. But I didn't fall for a scammer. I didn't fall for a scammer. I didn't fall for a pedophile. I didn't fall for a pedophile, and I didn't fall for a scammer. You all did that. I didn't do that. I'm the dumbest person on the internet, but I didn't do that. I didn't fall for a scammer. I didn't fall for the scam. I didn't fall for a president who will sue the American people for $10 billion. I didn't fall for that. But y'all did. So that makes y'all scammed. That makes y'all scammed. And your president is a scammer. Your president is a scammer. Live with that.
DHS the power to get voting records from states across the country. Why would these extremists think that's a good idea that we as Democrats are going to accept at this moment in time? We want DHS and ICE, who have been brutally, viciously, and violently targeting everyday Americans, to have more data about the American people? It's outrageous. Something is really wrong with these folks. I think they're trying to lose elections.
I'm not trying to insult MAGA at all. All I'm saying to you is your president is a scammer and he scammed MAGA. That's all. And what is it? What's her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene has said the same thing. So I'm going by what she says, seeing as how she used to be the queen of MAGA. So I'm saying she told you got scammed. So I'm going to believe that her. I'm going to believe her over y'all. Since she was the queen of MAGA, she said y'all got scammed. So he's a scammer and y'all got scammed. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing else. Y'all just got scammed.
At this point, they're a disaster. They failed. And so the only path forward, we've given a list of 10 demands. Those demands are completely consistent with the values of the American people.
Right.
And we're waiting for a direct response from Donald Trump, the White House, and Republicans on Capitol Hill. And then we can have a debate, which we are ready to enthusiastically embrace on behalf of the American people. The so-called SAVE Act, a version that's worse than the prior version, is going down. It's not going to pass. If it squeaks by the House, it's dead on arrival in the Senate. They're wasting time. Again, why are Republicans trying to do everything but make life better for the American people?
Because they have no intention of governing. The Republicans that are in power today have no plan to govern. They don't want to govern. They don't want to do anything other than what they're doing. They want to sit with power, and that's all they want to do is sit with power. They behind the scenes, Republicans have said, we understand that our people are violent. Our right wing is violent. So we don't want to go against Donald Trump because they're violent. That's what is being said behind the scenes about you, a lot of you MAGA people. You're violent. The violence comes from the right. So they don't want to piss you all off. So therefore, they're not going to do it. They said the right wing is violent. That's why they haven't said any. They have gotten threats. Marjorie Taylor Greene has said that they have gotten threats because they went against the president, because your right wing is violent. Okay? The right wing is violent. And I probably wouldn't do it either, but I'd have to get some courage. Okay? They're violent. And he's a scammer. Fence, you really seem unhinged to me, and I'm not having a conversation with you. Your president scammed you. That's all you need to know. And you need to go look at Jubilee. Jubilee has the latest MAGA people on it, and half of y'all sound just like them.
Focused on.
Y'all need to go look at yourself. Maybe if you look at yourself, you'd figure out that you sound crazy as hell.
Nationalizing the election in the 250th anniversary of this great country. Are they unaware of the principle of federalism in America? Traditional Republicans used to embrace federalism, but now that they're part of a cult, they do whatever the cult leader tells them to do.
What was your reaction to the results in the New Jersey special primary? I know it's not yet been called, but it seems like progressive candidate Anna Lilia Mejia is going to win that one.
It's not yet been called yet, so we're closely monitoring the election results. And then whoever emerges will be prepared to stand by them in the April general election to ensure that a Democrat fills the seat left vacant by Governor Mikey Sherrill.
Obviously, Democrats are frustrated with how the administration is responding on the Epstein front, but there's also, as you've already hinted at, the DHS fund fight, the question about affordability and so forth. How do you see Epstein as fitting into a message when it comes to the fall, and how much should we expect it to be part of the message in the fall?
Well, we've talked about three core issues. First, of course, leaning in on the economy. Democrats being committed to drive down the high cost of living. America is too expensive right now. Donald Trump has made the affordability crisis worse here in the country, and then continues to say it's a hoax, or that we're not talking about it anymore. The problem is Donald Trump spends all of his time watching state TV as opposed to actually interacting with everyday Americans who know that the affordability crisis is very real. So we're focused on the economy. We're going to continue to focus on fixing our broken healthcare system in an environment where Republicans enacted their one big ugly bill and the largest cut to Medicaid in American history.
There is no imaginary scam. There is no imaginary scam. Your president is a scammer. If, and I'm going to say it again for the goofies in the back, if a person in your family came up to you and said, I'm going to sue that person, I'm going to sue that person, I'm going to sue this person, I'm going to sue this person, I'm going to sue this person, you would look at that person and say, that person is kind of a scammer. This person want to get money for nothing. This person want to just get people money. This is what your president is doing by suing these people every time he turns around. He is a scammer. That is the whole deal. Sue somebody and make them settle for the money. What do you mean scamming? He's done it 4 or 5 times since he's been in the White House right now. He's about to scam us, the American people, out of $10 billion. He's a scammer. That's enough of description for you goofies to get it. What the hell you mean? Somebody gotta keep explaining what a scam means? I don't understand. I know there's some slow people on this planet. I get all of that. But damn, the president sued ABC, CBS, NBC, lawyers, doctors, the American people. He sues everybody. That's a scammer. That's a scammer. That's a scammer. That's wild. Don't nobody need to explain that to y'all. That's a scammer.
Literally ripping food as well from the mouths of hungry children, seniors, and veterans, taking healthcare away from more than 14 million people, hospitals, nursing homes, and community-based health clinics closing across America because of Republican policies in that one big ugly bill.
Mm-hmm.
And now they continue to refuse to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, meaning that tens of millions of Americans are increasingly unable to go see a doctor when they need one. And all of this, of course, was done in that one big ugly bill to enact dramatic tax breaks, big tax breaks for their billionaire donors, while at the same time giving ICE a $75 billion slush fund so they can unleash brutality on the American people. So we're going to continue to point out the fact that Republicans have created a healthcare crisis, and in part they created that healthcare crisis so that they could give ICE a slush fund, not to go after violent felons, but to target American citizens, in some cases kill them, and also to violently go after law-abiding immigrant families. All unacceptable.
Yes, all unacceptable. Even the scamming, even the scam. Look, I get it. I don't know whether you're too dumb to know that you've been scammed, or you don't understand how the scam works, or I don't know what it is. I can't explain it no more. If I sue 10 people, and in order to sue 10 people and those people settle because they don't want to go through the headache because this person has an endless amount of money, and they settle, that's what he's banking for. He's banking to get for people to settle. That's a scammer. And then he's suing $10 billion to the IRS. $10 billion. He's suing us. We got to pay for it. No, you goofies got to pay for it. And you think that ain't no scam? I got some swampland I want to sell somebody in the middle of New York. I really need one of y'all to buy it, because y'all look like y'all fall for shit, for everything. Y'all fall for this bullshit that this president, y'all can fall for the scammer I can do.
Democrats are committed to fixing our broken healthcare system. Third, we need to clean up corruption here in the United States of America, in the House, in the Senate, at the Supreme Court, and certainly with the Trump administration. And in that context, the American people are correctly demanding transparency and accountability as it relates to the Epstein files.
Yes, we are.
What is the administration hiding? Who are they trying to protect? These are questions that, of course, led by Robert Garcia, Jamie Raskin, and Teresa Leger Fernandez, House Democrats are going to continue to press forward on, consistent with what the American people are demanding.
Jeffries is not a liar. He just says things that you don't want to hear. You're just mad that he keep calling your president and your Republican Party out. This man ain't told one lie yet. He ain't told one lie yet. You may not like him, but he ain't told one lie yet. That's the goofy part. Hillary's emails, unimportant. See what I'm saying, y'all? See what I'm saying? Why would any Democrat want to get into the room with a MAGA when that's all they're talking about is Hunter's laptop and Hillary's email? Don't nobody give a fuck about Hunter's laptop or Hillary's emails. Only you goofies want to talk about that. Ain't nobody talking about that. We talking about trying to move our country forward. You need to get into the game. Y'all need to get into the game. You're talking about this old shit. We're talking about abortion, trans, gay, laptop, email. We talking about all this goofy shit that don't even matter. We trying to move our country forward. You trying to talk about some bullshit. Nobody wants to talk about bullshit. You want to talk about bullshit. Nobody wants to talk about, but nobody's going to debate you if you 2 cards shy of a full deck.
House, but a vast majority of Americans, including 70% of Democrats, do support having voter ID requirements. So are Democrats on the wrong side of an issue with so much support? What's the path forward for Democrats here?
Republicans are clearly on the wrong side of every single issue, which is why they are getting crushed electorally. This is a desperate effort by Republicans to distract. The so-called SAVE Act is not about voter identification. It is about voter suppression. And they have zero credibility on this issue, Republicans, in the same way that they have zero credibility on every other issue, which is why they continue to be routed electorally, including in districts and states that Donald Trump won comfortably in November of 2024.
The last shutdown, the 43-day shutdown, was over the ACA extensions, and the shutdown ended without getting those extensions. What's your belief as to how this next shutdown could end? Do you have guarantees for the American people that these demands will happen? The last ones didn't happen.
Yes, and the last ones did actually happen in the House of Representatives.
Right.
So no one was talking about healthcare generally.
No, I don't understand. I don't understand why y'all keep bringing that up. Why do you keep bringing that up? Why do you keep bringing that up when that's immaterial? Hillary is not the president. She has never been the president. Hunter has never been the president. Hunter is not related to anybody in any way, shape, or form. Why would I even want to have a discussion about Hunter and Hillary Clinton? Let's have a discussion about the scamming president. Let's have a discussion about him. Let's have a discussion about that Bitcoin that he started 4 days before he became president, and which everybody keeps investing their money in just to get favored from the president. Why don't we talk about that? Why don't we talk about that crypto coin that went belly up and everybody invested in it and Donald Trump took his money out of? Why don't we talk about the money that's in Qatar from the oil from Venezuela? Why don't we talk about that? Why the fuck would I be talking about Hillary's emails when Hillary ain't never been the president? Let's compare Barack Obama's record to Donald Trump's record. Let's compare those two records. Let's do that. Let's have a debate on who did more for the American people. Nobody gives a fuck about Hillary Clinton or fucking Hunter Biden's laptop or emails. That's what I mean by you MAGAs don't know how to keep your fucking mind on what's in front of you. It's always back here talking about abortion, trans, gays, Hunter laptop, Hillary Clinton. Y'all don't know. You two card shy. You two card shy of a full deck, and nobody want to fucking talk to you. Nobody want to debate y'all, and you can't keep your facts straight. You don't know facts. That's wild. Why would you even bring up Hunter's laptop? That's like 5 years ago. Are you wild? What is wrong with you all? Hillary Clinton ain't committed no fucking crimes. She wasn't even president. Who gives a fuck about her? Y'all wild. Why we can't talk about the scamming president that y'all got? Y'all don't want to talk about the scamming president. Nobody wants to talk about that. Soon as y'all want to talk about y'all scamming president, we can have a debate. Soon as y'all want to talk about that scamming president, then we can have a debate.
And the Affordable Care Act specifically in September of 2025 until House Democrats, joined by Senate Democrats, started to talk about it in the context of the looming crisis because of the pending expiration of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. Everybody understands that Democrats were successful in articulating a narrative during the Trump Republican 43-day government shutdown that in part resulted in 17 House Republicans joining every single House Democrat in passing a straightforward extension on our terms, 3 years of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. Democrats are governing in the minority as if we were in the majority. We've had more successful discharge petitions led by Democrats in this Congress over the last few months than have occurred in the last few decades combined.
Right.
So the one thing we can guarantee to the American people is that we're in this fight on their behalf until we win this fight. And
he said, okay, I see that right there. Let's talk about your thieving president, Grandy's Garden. Can we talk about your president? Let's talk about the scamming president, Grandy's Garden. Let's do that. Let's set Joycelyn Nungry to the side and let's talk about your scamming president. Let's do that. Can you keep your mind focused on something like that? Or you can't? Or you can't?
begin the process of ending the national nightmare that Donald Trump and Republican policies are inflicting on the American people. Thank you.
No, we want to hear. No, Libby's got nothing. We ain't got nothing. We want to hear about your scamming president. We want to hear about that. Okay, that's what we want to hear about. We don't want to hear about something some illegal alien did. We want to hear about what your president did. We want to hear about all of that. Okay. We want to hear about the crypto coin. We want to hear about the meme coin that he scammed people out of that money. We want to know about the scamming the $10 billion off the American people. We want to hear about all that. We can talk about the illegal aliens later. Let's talk about the scamming president. Let's do that. But none of y'all want to talk about the scamming president because you got scammed. Every person in this chat, if somebody came to you and said, I sued that person and got 10 million. I sued this person. 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 It's funny as hell. They gave me $10 million. Ooh, I scammed them. Every person in this chat would be saying, that's a scammer. And that's what your president did. Your president scammed news agencies, television networks, lawyers, law firm. He scammed them all out of money. He scammed them all out of money. So stop it. Until you're willing to admit that your president scammed other people and scamming you, y'all not willing to have a conversation about any of these things. Nobody wants to no Democrat is going to have a debate with you all when you can't even agree on the facts. When you can't even agree that him suing. Wait a minute, hold up. Let's be clear. How many of y'all out there have sued more than 5 people? I sit here and I wait. How many of y'all have sued more than 5 people within 1 year? I wait. Because nobody except somebody who's trying to come up with money is suing that many people within a year. That's wild. And since you all don't want to have a conversation about your scamming president, I'm not going to have a conversation about scamming president. I'm not going to have a debate with you. I'm not going to do any of those things with you because you can't stay on topic at all. Somebody's talking about Hillary's emails, Hunter's laptop. None of that matters. Our country is in a perilous time, and you're worried about emails and Hunter's laptop. That's wild. You all hit the like, share, and subscribe. I will be back. I have more content. I'll be back later on. I definitely will be back. Please and thank y'all. Please and thank y'all. Thank you, Long Bones. Thank you. I appreciate all of y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please and thank you. Please and thank you, I say. Please and thank you, I say.